Hey, Bernie, if you could find your Substack account and put the link in the chat, we'll follow you.
Okay.
All right. Welcome everyone. We are live on YouTube. It's Monday evening and we are working on the last chapter of Practical Work on Self, the last hour of life. All right. Anybody has anything that they would like to share? Any exercise they did this week, last week, anything of significance that they would like to share to the group?
This
I
was
was.
a long.
Go
Okay.
ahead. You go ahead.
No, I don't have anything. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I think I was writing a poem about the last hour. So I really like that, but I haven't finished it and I'm trying to look for it. So yeah, after I find it in my stash around here, I'll start again.
Okay, I read half the chapter, did not do any exercise.
Okay. Bernie, I don't think I'm able to find you based on this.
I think you have to enter first in Substack.
No, go to your account and because there are too many Bernardos.
Yes. Well, I will work on it.
Okay. Mm. Mm.
Nishant, you were saying something?
No, I was just saying, I think this is a long chapter, so if you want to continue the reading, you should continue that. That last chapter is pretty long, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we spent like 2 weeks reading through it, uh, just once. Uh, but sure, we can read through it again.
Oh yeah, last week I could not attend, so you finished it, right?
Well, last week we didn't read at all. I think we just discussed
Oh, okay.
our and then so basically all of us discussed the chapter, didn't read through it. I think that was already finished the week before that. And then last week we all of us came up with our own version of what the exercise is going to be for the week. Uh, and we all had different things that we decided we would do. Like Bhavani said, she'll do the death poem. I decided to pick one time slot, I think on a Sunday, on a Tuesday evening, and then just use that 1 hour slot to do this exercise. I think Michelle decided to spend like 5 minutes uh, on it or something similar to that. But I think we all had our own things that we were going to do.
Okay.
Why don't you get us started, Nikhil?
Yeah, yeah. So I had decided to do pick 6 p.m. time slot on Tuesday evening. And uh, in retrospection, that seemed kind of, well, on Tuesday afternoon, I got nervous that, hey, in 3 hours, I'm gonna, uh, it's going to be the last hour of life, and it was like kind of intimidating a little bit. Like as 5 p.m. hit, 5:30, and I was like, oh crap, this is happening. Uh, and then what I did was uh, I sat in my room. I usually do a little bit of journaling towards the end of the day based on what had happened this day, what I need to do this week or the next day. So I just uh, uh, finished journaling, and there were a lot of loose ends. Like, oh, I need to get this done on Thursday or Friday, and uh, I had a lot of uh, like stress with, oh, I need to get this done on Thursday or stuff like that after 2 days. And it was interesting to take a step back during that time slot and then kind of pause and uh, disconnect from it a little bit. Uh,
Disconnect from what?
from Disconnect from the stress of getting those things done in 2 days. Because if this is my last hour of life, then that is irrelevant. Uh, Everything that is going to happen after that is irrelevant in some ways. So it was uh, there was this sense of levity uh, while approaching those things that I usually uh, take very seriously. But I think I don't know how else. Like it seems like a really intense thing to do. Like it seemed pretty intense to even go through it.
What was intense for you?
Uh, like uh, like thinking that this is going to be the end. Like after at 7 p.m. that's it. Nothing follows after 7 p.m. So what I'm gonna do now? It's 6 now. What I'm gonna do in the next hour? How do I uh, how do I think about approaching this next hour? And I started thinking about the things that I wanted to do, and nothing seemed important enough that I should do this. Like,
Okay. Well, so you took the posture of if I'm dead, why do these things matter?
yeah, the trivial things that I deal with, or well, the things seem trivial uh, when I'm uh, going through that last hour. Not important enough. All that is important is here, like here. This is important. But I didn't know what to do with it. Like, what do I do now? Okay, let's say I have 30 minutes left. What do I do now? Even though I know, oh, hey, this is important. Like, what is in front of me?
Well, what did you
Uh,
do?
well, I guess I was just there were few moments where I just had a sense of gratitude towards the machine.
Okay.
Uh, and it's just saying thank you, you know. Uh, And yeah, just that.
So in the chapter on page 184, kind of at the middle of the page, it in bold letters says, learn to use each hour to the fullest possible profit. Okay. Then it says, write a detailed plan for your last hour of life.
See, that was one thing which I just couldn't do because I
Okay.
didn't know what to put in as a plan because it just felt I didn't know, what to do.
Well, you have like another 40 years ahead of you or so, but it's not infinite. I mean, given the averages of all human beings everywhere. But so just picture like in 40 years, you're on your deathbed. Fortunately, hopefully, you won't be you like run over by a truck or shot in some kind of battle, you know. But you're just the ideal death, is you get you just run out of gas and you're in your bed and you die, right? A quiet death, you die in your sleep or something like that. So if you were imagining that space, what would it look like? For instance, what color would it be? Who would be there? Would there be anybody reading to you? Would there be any music? Would you have like a lot of pillows?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think when I started the exercise, so first, before starting the poem, I wanted to get that feeling of the last hour, that this is it, just like Nikhil mentioned, like I started the hour and it was after the kids had fallen asleep.
Ah,
And the moment I sat, there was just silence, like everything was just silence. And first, I started thinking of what all I need to accomplish for my children, that, okay, for
okay.
tomorrow's.
Okay. Encompass that now.
Mm,
Actually complete that as a thought.
mm.
Now your kids are what? 8? No,
No, 6 and 4.
6 and 4. Okay. So in 40 years, they'll be mature adults.
Mm,
Potentially they'll have a family. It's possible. And kids, right?
mm,
You'll be a grandmother
right.
and you'll be lying on this bed. Now, so what are you going to do? I mean, like, what do you need to do to take care of them, or are they taking care of you? Or
Mm. I think my priority when I started was just off the kids then, because I
okay,
realized that the kids had taken over so much of my thought process. So
sure,
that's how it started off. But now that you mention about this, when everything is cleared up, then it's a different scenario altogether. But the first 15-20 minutes, I couldn't get that out of my head of what
that's
to do
okay.
for tomorrow.
Then accept that, and that's an important thing for you.
Right.
Don't try to get it out of your head.
Yeah.
Flip it and say, well, that's what's in my head.
Mm,
I trust the universe is bringing me what's important.
right.
Let me put it in my hands and hold it for a minute.
Mm,
It's okay.
yeah.
There's no judgment. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like it's just that's what's in your head. It's a
And that
beautiful
was,
thing.
yeah, and that's what I realized, that I realized how much the motherhood, it got into me. And I was pretty amazed with that, oh, like, the only thing I can think of is kids, because when you look back before marriage, before kids, it was a totally different scenario. Uh, and then slowly it settled down to just breathing, which I have not done in a long time, like the Vipassana. So just the steady breathing that started. And once that settled in, for somehow, I just felt like writing a poem, which I'd mentioned about. So then I started doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've got like 4 verses, I just found it. So,
So well, we'd love to hear it. Would you like to share it?
sure. It's not complete, but this is how far along I had come. When everything you know is now at edge, the mind and soul feel still intact. The breath is slowly losing its pace. Who is leaving is still a quest. The house, the family feel near yet far. I think I know. Oh, sorry. Uh, feel near yet far. All I've accomplished feels like a drop in air. I think I know, but know not yet. What am I? Why born again? With love and compassion, I wish all well. I am yet to see the reason how this journey began. The wishes and desires are drizzling away. Now I rest, and that's still a question. The earth who bore this body till date, you gave it food, water, and bed. I am indebted to your loving embrace, O sun, dear moon, the trees and air. So, yeah.
Wow.
Woo! You have to come to Substack.
Sorry?
Bernie's trying to figure out how to copy the link to his Substack account.
Uh,
And
Yes, yes.
hang
It
on,
is
what is that
wonderful.
account? I didn't get that.
It's
Substack.
a place that for poets and writers and whatever.
Oh,
But I heard that what you wrote, it's
Very
wonderful
strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
and nice, strong and nice and like music,
yeah,
And you sounded like you.
yeah.
I'm putting a link in the chat. This is that Wings of Chaos area where people designed their last hour of life.
Wow.
There's about Antimatter, Grant, Ivan.
How do I see their response to this? Like, I'm not seeing their.
If you,
Uh,
if you, are you on? Go ahead and share your screen.
okay, I just opened the link that
Yeah,
you sent.
yeah. Okay, go up a little bit. Go up. Okay, hold your cursor over ABD. Then you see the last hour of life, and then you see
I see.
click on it, click on Ivan. And so these are the comments he made.
Hmm.
Each person, several of the people on this list, there's like 15 different people. Several of them have died.
Oh.
Like Susan Kester, who's near the end. I actually spoke with her the day before she died, and then her husband called me moments after she died. Hers is quite long. There's 2 parts, 3 parts. Very, very long. So she put a lot into it. Okay. So it's something you can do.
Hmm.
And like part of the instruction is like, what would the space look like? Who would be there? Would you like someone to hang out with you or just come and visit and go? Or what kind of music would you like?
David,
Yes, sir.
when we finish this, I would like to make some comments, or the group explore this thing of the last hour,
Sure.
because for myself, I tend I when I do some introspection, I see that it's very mental the way we think, or I think, about this hour, no? But I would like to explore it with the group from another side, um, how the machine works this, because we are prepared mostly to survive at any cost, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
Absolutely.
the machine is programmed to survive. Even we have seen
Thank
situations
God.
that,
Thank God.
yes,
I mean, it's
yes,
done a great job.
of course, of course. Uh, but it has, we have seen, at least in films, or maybe some of us have seen it in face to face, people that near death are prepared to say, well, better you die instead of me, please. I don't want to die. Yes, yes, yes. No, there is an anecdote, very funny, but it's tragic. Funny is the the Neron, the
Yeah.
the Roman emperor, and he was ill, and the prime minister, oh, Neron, Neron, I would die for you if you were well. And he says, are you ready to die for me? Well, not exactly. But anyway, I would like to share something that I wrote, and the feeling.
Can you
Many
share it on the screen?
no. Talking,
Oh,
I'm
oh, oh, oh.
talking, no, sharing some thoughts. Uh, Many of us, and I would like also to Nishant tells us, because he's a doctor and probably has seen many people die. Of course, his profession. Um, but I've been yes, I've been
Hopefully he
sometimes.
hasn't.
Yes, well, we laugh at it's a way of defending ourselves from that. We don't want it. It's an animal reaction.
Sure.
You know?
Go
But
ahead, Bernie.
what I want to explore, and this is of course, an exploration, because I have no definite ideas about it, because they are ideas, but I would like to see it as a feeling. I have been a couple of times near death situations, and there is a feeling of aloneness, because you realize that you are in a way alone, even if you are surrounded by people. You you enter life and you go out of life alone. That's definite. You're alone. I don't mean with that that it's a bad thing, but it's the transition. You cannot put anyone there. It's like you can't send somebody to the dentist for you. You have to go. No? This is something. Yes, in that
Nice.
line. Huh?
Yeah.
Um, and the sense of panic that aloneness brings, because alone and all one is very near. You know that you are alone, but you're all one. But the feeling that you realize that you are out of control, but you realize that you were always out of control. But you imagined you were out of control because that is meant. Um, we need to believe that we are in control. So when we are in that situation that is a limit situation, there is fear that can continue to panic, because we realize, I think, that all is an illusion. As we say in the four lines, it's an illusion, but it's an illusion. But what you are transiting now, that feeling in this moment is not an illusion,
Right.
because you are near to something that is beyond the comforting situation that you always say, no, tomorrow I will bring that. You are absolutely in the present, absolutely in the present, but not because you want. And when we read the ABD, there is a lot of this points of view when when the when we are asked, what do you want to do now? Where do you want to go now? Any place but here. In that moment, we don't want to be there, because it's a paradox. We are alive. We are alive and death
Yeah.
and alive, well, I'm sorry, because no, I don't know if any one of you have gone to those rebirthing workshops. I
Rebirthing
have done
workshops.
rebirthing. It's something that in the 70s, 80s it was very popular. It was I will share the mechanics more or less. You're in a group, and there are instructors that keep things calm, and you are instructed to breathe and out breathe very, very strongly. And there is a situation that it changes your whatever, and you enter a kind of trance. That's a kind of trance. You sense you are dying, and in that moment is a kind of death, not a biological death, but it's a death, some kind of death. And many people, I've seen that many people somehow, sorry, my English, I'm trying my best, have a kind of regression to, let's say, the womb, a regression to before coming to the planet, before birth. and birth. And it's very incredible. People grown up, adult, I was ashamed, I tell you, because we began to cry, and cry like babies. And but what with what this with this what I mean that this teaching also the death is not the machine death because it's die before you die. It's it's trying to die of your ego, of your past, of your future, coming to a moment, absolute presence, and that is fearful. That's the truth. But that is an exercise. We need to. That's that's all. Yes. I broke my promise of not participating. But
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the point is there of fear, that he mentioned. But that is one thing that, yeah, you have to work on. Yeah. Where to reach that point of comfort where you're okay to let go. Like that's what I realize is important, to reach that point.
Pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of the ABD where we just let go. And if you don't, then here's all the things that will happen. And if not, have better luck next time.
So I had an interesting experience today. So um, I go to the doctor every, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, 6 months, something like that, to do what he calls it a wellness checkup. I've been given a set of genetics such that I tend not to get ill very much at all. I did have a hip replacement and I've recovered. I'm in recovery still, but I've recovered remarkably fast. So I go into this doctor's office, you give your name and then you sit down, right? As usual, what most people do in the doctor's office, they either watch their phone or there's a TV playing and they watch that. So my goal is to just stare at the wall and not get sucked into my phone or that other thing. And gradually, it was quite busy actually. There's probably 10 other people in the waiting room. And I noticed that just about everybody there, literally everybody there, was really old. And most of them were quite feeble. Like when their name was called, they had trouble getting up and walking to the door, or they had somebody helping them. So I'm sitting there like that I was a bit early, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And suddenly I realized I'm old. I'm looking at these people. I am these people. And just ever so slightly, Bernie, the machine was kind of forced to recognize my mortality. And I didn't have fear, I had curiosity. It was very interesting that, but I had to be in that situation to make it, quote, real for me to sense my mortality.
Nishant, can you give to the group your point of view, your experience as a
Oh, yeah, for me, myself, or
doctor, as a guy who is service to other, and see, of course, you can you are like a witch doctor, no, in a way. Of course,
All right.
as a man, you deal with illness, and I suppose with people that will die. In society, we all that thing is tapado. Tapado is not shown. You enter a hospital, and you cannot enter in that. That it's not a privilege, but it's a place that we tend. Society has made um, um, curtains not to see death, because we don't want to see. We want to be immortal in a way. What
yeah, I
what
just feel personally, it's not my professional opinion. If somebody gave you a used helicopter to fly, how long would you keep it?
If say it again, if the what?
Somebody give you a used helicopter,
A helicopter.
yeah, not a car, but a used helicopter.
Okay.
Um, how long will you keep it?
Well, as long as it will work, I'll keep it.
I understand
Well,
your,
that's an
your
interesting question because if it doesn't work, I'm dead.
I
No,
will
but
try to cash it out.
There you go.
mm,
What did Swati say? I didn't.
Cash it out.
Oh,
oh,
Uh,
I was
uh,
thinking of keeping it after it stops working too.
as a memorial, as a yeah, I had a helicopter.
Souvenir. There's a barn. Mm.
how much upkeep will it take to keep
Maintain
it
it.
working?
Yeah.
Just even if we buy a bicycle, and when we were kids, we used to ride bicycle, and the chain would come off middle of the road, so you have to go down, put the chain back on, do the lubrication so that it's working. It's uh, make sure the tire, the air pressure is proper. And
I
what will
I
you do with a helicopter?
I I I assume, and correct me if it's not, what you are conveying or trying to convey is that you are in the line of repairing the machine, the, the body, not in um, the line of digamos, the last hours. Is correct my
Oh,
what I
it's the
understand?
last hours. So you have this helicopter that you are keeping up every day. There is something is wrong. Even a bicycle you have to keep up. How much upkeep will need to maintain the helicopter on a daily basis?
Mhm.
Are you
And that,
using the helicopter on a daily basis?
yeah, you're using it, but
Mm,
how much upkeep you will need?
Then a lot, I guess.
And then finally someone says, okay, I will take the helicopter from you. You are free. You don't need to worry about this anymore.
But at the same time, the whole purpose is to, I mean, for me, the understanding is that it is necessary to do the repairs if you want to go from here to there. So for me, the purpose would be that however much the helicopter or the cycle or whatever the medium is basically, however much upkeep it needs, repair or whatever it needs, but it helps me go from A to B. So
Mhm.
that's why that maintenance is necessary. So I don't know. I'm not trying to understand what you're trying to say here.
One question I have here is it the only option or can you do without it? That is again something for consideration, right? Why I will keep it if I can just like, achieve that commute with just the bicycle or the regular vehicle, right? Without like any maintenance or very, very low maintenance. What I'm getting like, out of maintaining that huge body. Um, so that's also part
Yeah,
of
if
consideration, right?
I
if
mean,
after
see, if it's
24 hours,
hmm.
22 hours is used up to maintain the helicopter, just to keep it running.
So then I will say, okay, take it, whosoever want it instead. If I cannot sell it, okay, it's free. Whosoever wants to take, and that happens with a lot of our stuff here, right? In United States, if you see, we have tons of things sitting there of no use. Just it is just covering so much of your usable area. So you just post it on Facebook. Hey, I have this, come get it. So I'll do same thing, if that's much of a maintenance, 22 hours of maintenance for 2 hours of like usage. If I have other alternatives, I will not spend time and energy on that.
But
Yeah,
again, it matters, right? Like if it's a film star who's traveling, or say some, NBA player who's traveling from A to B. So for them, a helicopter would be a must need. So again, it depends on like who you are as a person, right? And what your priorities are. So if we try to put it in perspective, like if there's just me as a common person, then for me, a maintenance of a cycle would be good enough. But once you get better at it, then even if that upkeep is that of a car, you would do that. But then if you're higher more in terms of your knowing and your understanding, then the upkeep would be that of a helicopter, like then the intensity of taking care would be extreme basically.
Hmm.
Then you'll value every bit of it. So I don't know. Yeah.
yeah. So same thing, blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, how much upkeep is needed, to maintain all these things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But my point as I bring here is a couple of days ago I met a friend of mine that is near death. Uh, he's near death because he's very old and he's sick. There are two important things, because one thing is to be sick when you are 40s, and another thing is to be sick when you are 80s or 90s. And he said something that I would like you to explore with me, between us, no? He says, "Oh, Bernardo, my body betrayed me." Um,
So he said to you, I'd like to explore this with you.
no, 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 no. I say I would like
You said that to him.
to you, the group, explore it. No,
He
Barney
I
wants,
wants to
say that to
explore
you.
this with us.
with
Oh,
us,
I
with the
see.
group.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
And
Go ahead.
this guy, a good friend of mine, more aged than myself, and sick and in pain, said to me, Bernardo, mm, with he was sad with this. He said these words: "My body betrayed me in a way," and I I tried to explore that phrase, betrayal, no, because in a way that machine of the helicopter assist Nishant, in some moments, of course, it will get old and will start no more. No, it has to die. That's the machine is can't go on. No, mostly if it is in pain. But the word betrayal, it sounds very strong for me. I didn't say anything to the guy because he was in pain and in the limit of his life. No, but I went away thinking about this word betrayal. He was.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So he
Uh,
he's saying that he oiled the machine, he put the gas, he made sure the battery is charged, but still
there-
the helicopter died.
yes, because you know, I worked many years in restoration of classic cars. There's a moment that
Wow.
even if you put a lot of money, even if you put a lot of money, the chassis is rotten, all is old, and there's no way you can come the no no you will lose your effort and your money because it's all rotten in a way.
Yeah.
But it's an illusion. The illusion is that we don't want to die. We don't want to lose because we feel that death is a betrayal. All we have worked, we cannot take to the other side or whatever. It's the truth. And I understand, David, you told us when I was 40 years old, I didn't realize, no, I didn't take notice of old people because they were strangers. If they were Martians, you know. But now I see them all the time because they are myself,
Yeah.
and it's a strange feeling for me, and it has some wonder. Eh? It's not only that I had an aunt that when I was young and we were walking through the street and she said, don't look at the poor people, look at the side, because it's we don't want to acknowledge um, sickness, poverty. Um, yes, that's the way things are, no? I would like one little comment because it's funny, but it's you know what you all know what is happening now in the world because all these rich millionaire guys all over the world are protecting themselves, you know. And I thought something that maybe you think it's interesting also. In these circles, you you can get pardoned if you are a child molester, if you are an assassin, you're all the worst you can be. You can not you can only not you can only not be forgotten pardoned if you are poor. That is the world today. Think about it.
But isn't that what they tried to do with Siddhartha? He was like this royal prince and he wanted to go into town. And so they made all the sick people, all the poor people, all the dead people go away. But he then saw them
Yes.
and it motivated him to do a stunning amount of work.
Mm. And that's what I feel too, that despite whatever is happening, it's what I realize is nothing can happen without his permission. Like that's one thing which I've known. Like not even a leaf can move without the basic the how should I put it, without existence, nothing. And so for me, like what we are seeing is we're seeing a smaller picture of our system, which is corrupt. But if you look at the bigger picture, which is that of existence, so for me, I don't see that, this person is not getting jailed or this person is moving free. For me, the importance is that once this person dies, the karma that goes with this guy is gonna be like crazy, So for me, that's important that I remember that it doesn't matter if somebody says yes to me or no to me, because that's the system we have set up. But if we look at the entire bigger picture, there's someone, out there who's the karma, right? So, yeah. It reminds me of that, of Bhagwan used to say that a lot. That every time people would get mad and they would say, oh, these people invaded us and this happened and that happened. And every time he used to say that even if they did it for like 100 or thousands of years, they've not even touched the tip of the iceberg of the culture, which has gone under. So like that's how I see it, that whatever is happening, it's something phenomenal. So not just the good part, but the bad part is also just that important. It's like something to grasp, because this feeling that we have is so important. It's bringing people together. It's doing so much more. I can't even imagine. Like I feel this is.
Moon is looking for its share, right? We never forget that. So yeah, it's happening for a reason. Moon wants it.
Yeah.
But Bernie, on your point, recently I have started feeling the same way, like feeling like since almost like a year, I am losing the grip on the what do you call? I feel like I was drunk with the energy, and like, I had some idea that maybe I never saw that since before, like 1 year, last 1 year, that now I'm losing hold of everything. Body is getting weaker. I'm feeling like, okay, what I am now. I used to be like, I will have this, I will have that, like a job wise or the property wise or anything. Now, since last 1 year, I'm like, how many more years to be here, right? And now, why to spend so much energy in there? And do I have any energy left to put it in there? So I have started noticing that one, like, people who are like little aged, and I used to feel like, oh, what they have now left in their life. Now I am seeing and feeling same thing for myself, that, what this all these efforts I'm putting in there. And so, yeah, I think things changes with the, uh, yeah, everything changes. So I started downward slope, I believe now.
Wonderful. Nishan, sorry, Nikel,
Yes.
when we started this meeting, you were saying, I don't know what we are going to do today. Look what happened. Wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
As David says, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 hour. It's passed like, pack. Incredible.
Yeah. It feels like this time slot, the whole day goes slow, and then this time slot goes pretty fast, like 20 minutes, and then it
we need
resumes back to
we
its
need
normal
more
pace.
hours. Thank you.
Would you guys be down to explore Talk of the Months by EJ in the coming week?
What is that?
Talk of the Month is uh, like the list of talks by EJ on different subjects. So, uh, like, there's a whole variation of subjects that EJ has spoken on. And I guess we can start with school conditions. It has got 4 Talk of the Months. Uh, and if you haven't checked that out, I definitely recommend that you do. And we can do it together as a group as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like yes from everyone so
I
far.
think
Yes,
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
remember those talks. They are what brought me closer to the school. I was studying
really?
them. I was going to a little cafe, French cafe, and I was studying, and it was so interesting. It was really bring me close to the school. Those talks, I was following what was going on at that time. It's very different. It was real at the time, and you got it at the same time. It was very interesting. And now it's going to be interesting to read what happened before, and just how to work with it. I
Wow.
think it's always useful, yeah.
Why don't you send the link to that around to everybody, Nikhil?
Yeah, let me
You don't need
do
to do it
that.
right now, but just do it during the week so people
Okay.
know, get the download.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely do that. All right. Yeah. So let's meet next Monday then, and we'll see what happens.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.